Well, hello everybody, and how are you today? Well, okay, I'm going to try to keep this short and sweet just for those who don't know what's going on. On October 4th, Governor Cuomo is allowing the police to crack down on vape shops and on vapors for not allowing them to have any e-liquids that are flavored. Okay, so I don't know all the rules yet. I don't know all the law yet because they're kind of changing, and they're changing almost every day. We're now no longer allowed to have even menthol flavored e-liquids. So it's not just tobacco and menthol that you're allowed to have. You're not allowed to have even menthol. So the only flavor that you're allowed on your tongue is tobacco, be it with e-liquids. So um, on October 4th, that's when the crackdown happens. That's when police are allowed to go to vape shops and allowed to give consumers even a ticket, if I'm not mistaken, if it's based off of the bill that was on his desk. Then he's allowed the cops to give you a $125 ticket for every bottle of juice that you happen to have on you. So if I happen to have a bottle of juice, or if I happen to have a vape that has a bottle of juice in it, that's a bottle too. So the police are allowed to give you a $125 ticket for that. The laws also mean that I'm not allowed to purchase online. And if anyone wants to even ship to me, they can. But if they're caught, if it's caught in the U.S. Post Office or whatever, I don't get the ticket. The person who sent the juice gets the ticket. Okay, for each bottle, $125. So you send me 4 bottles, it's $500. Just letting you know. Um, so on October 3rd, I'm going to be going into the city. I'm going to be doing some other videos too, food related videos. So there's going to be more like sort of like what I did on Taco Tuesday a few weeks back. I'm going to be doing maybe one or two reviews like that, starting in Chinatown and working my way uptown. And eventually, I'm going to either do what I want to do in a public park, Union Square, or I may go all the way to Midtown and go to the CNN building, where I will be standing outside during the evening rush hour. So as people are trying to go home, they will have to walk by me to get to the subway, so to speak. You know what I mean? And I'll be holding a sign. I don't know what I'm going to really put down on it, but something about like how Cuomo wants children to smoke cigarettes again. Ask me why. So that way, maybe a few people outside the CNN building may eventually ask me some questions as to what's going on. As I've said, for a long time, we've needed to educate the public of what's going on, and we have not done that. We've sat on our hands. We have been told by our leadership, such as vape reviewers and others, not to get involved, to sit back and do nothing and sit back. Everything's going to be fine. Everything's going to be all right. But clearly, they now know that that's not happening. And you ask any vape reviewer, and they're going to tell you that vaping is dead in 6 months or less. So I look at it this way. I have the right not to taste tobacco on my tongue if I so choose. I believe I have that right. And I believe I have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And tasting tobacco after almost 4 years, I have like a little over a month, and I'll have 4 years. A little more than 30 days, I'll have 4 years that I haven't tasted tobacco, and there's nobody, not even Governor Cuomo, that's going to make me taste tobacco. So, and I don't think that children should be able to taste tobacco either. I don't think children or adults or anyone, if they don't want to taste tobacco and they want to vape and they want to get off of cigarettes, they shouldn't have to taste tobacco. And I have no problem appearing before a judge to let them know that Governor Cuomo wants me to taste tobacco, and I'm not doing it. I'm just not doing it. So I'm going to be probably either at Union Square or in front of CNN. Both places will be right near subways, right near the public subway where people go home, from work. And I'll be there with a sign, something along the lines on how Cuomo wants children to smoke again. And I'm hoping once I go there, I'm going to make a video, and I would like everyone here, including any veterans, if you're a veteran, please, veterans are in big trouble. They want them to smoke cigarettes again. They want veterans to smoke. They just took away all the vapes. They took all the vapes off of the Army posts and the Navy posts and everything else. If they didn't do it already, they're doing it shortly. They're taking them all off the shelf. They want military personnel to smoke again. And why do they want, the military to smoke again? Why do they want children to smoke? Why do they want everybody else to smoke again? Because these states are losing money, and they're not getting money from, like for example, New York. They're not getting all the taxes. New York State has the highest taxation on cigarettes. As a result, it's created an underground bootleg cigarette illegal operation that is so huge that anyone, if they want to get bootleg cigarettes, they could get out-of-state cigarettes if they want to. It's everywhere, but it's bad. The states also are losing money because Big Tobacco lost a lawsuit, and they're supposed to give the states money, and unfortunately the states borrowed money against that, and they have to pay back the banks, and they're not getting their money because people are stopping to smoke. Children, for the past 10 years have declined in smoking rates. Their smoking rates have declined tremendously, and unfortunately Governor Cuomo wants them to smoke again, because if they smoke again, then the state will get their money. But not only that, hospitals are losing money, doctors are losing money, pharmaceutical companies are losing money. Everybody's losing money from vaping. If you vape, doctors aren't making money from you. I have emphysema. If I start smoking again, within 3 months, I'm going to be on an oxygen tank. I'd rather walk around with this in my pocket. If I walk around with this in my pocket, I never have to use an oxygen tank. But if they take this away from me, if they ban this outright, or if they harm me by taking money out of my pocket every time I'm saving my life and not going back to smoking, well, they're going to have to explain why, they want to harm me. They want to hurt me, hurt my lungs, and get me on an oxygen tank. I refuse to go on an oxygen tank. I refuse to give up this. This is what prevents me from going on an oxygen tank, and I'm not going on an oxygen tank. So if anything, whether I get a ticket, whether I go to jail, whatever the case may be, the reason why I'm doing this is because my statements in court will be public record. It will be recorded publicly for all the world to see. It will be documented in the government that they are harming me and harming others. And that will be the beginning of a much bigger lawsuit of how the state itself and the government itself is trying to harm its citizens. And that's how we win the war on vaping. We have to do much more than just lawsuits. We have to change the people's or the public's mind on what's really going on. If we don't change their mind, they're going to be against us. Right now, they're against us because they don't know better. They haven't heard our side of the story. That's what I'm doing on September 3rd. I'm going to be telling my side of the story, your side of the story, other people's sides of the story on why it's so important for vaping to stay alive in the United States. Anyway, again, I don't want to go too long. It's already 10 minutes. You guys have a beautiful day. Peace.